This video will contain strong language and content not suitable for children. Viewer discretion is advised. Yeah, this one's called Bad Sellers! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Right, I did say my 100 subscriber special that I was gonna make a rant video about 2 people. So I'm not gonna say the real names or anything. So I'm actually gonna do the same thing as like I did back with the Denning rants and the Sonia rants, where I actually renamed these bad people with alias names. So I'm gonna do that again. So for today, I'm actually gonna be ranting about 2 different people. And yes, they are both artists, believe it or not. Not. And you see my tease. We'll call one of them Ursula and we'll call another one Petrine, but we'll start with Ursula. Now, I came across Ursula like back on DeviantArt when I just started using it. This was like back in 2015 or 2016, and it's where she like said, "Oh, welcome to DeviantArt," which is actually a great feeling because it's like you feel more welcome rather than trying to approach people to like, you know, make some friends. It's kind of like going to school for the first time. It's where someone that goes up to you and invites you over to play, like, I don't know, like ball games or something. It's like, it's actually really nice when that happens. So I said, "Oh, thank you very much," to Ursula, obviously. I thought at first, "Oh, please stop being a scammer," but she wasn't at first. So anyway, and it's where I like talk to her from time to time, so don't worry. It's where I did not actually buy from her straight away. The way I work is I have to actually look into them and read reviews and such. Well, you know, and read reviews on a person just to see if they're actually good or not, because it's like that offline as well anyway. They were like given like 4 or 5 star reviews and, "Oh, these people are great," and it's like, well, after through like commissioning both of them, they're not 5 stars, and you'll find out why later on in the video. And she was actually really good at first. Basically, we talked about video games, we talked about voice acting, we talked about anime, because, you know, most people are into anime. There's also mangas, but that's more like a comic version, but there you go. So what happened was that fast forward to about 2019 odd, it's where I realized, oh, my images I'm put on here, they take ages. I'm gonna need like a co-artist or someone to like make me more references and such, but I'm not gonna spend like $100 just to get like one reference, am I? I'm gonna have to go somewhat cheap. So it's where I contacted Ursula and asked her, "Oh, would you be able to draw 2 of my characters down to like their hips, so kind of like half bodies, right? Can you draw 2 characters at this length from head down to here for $50? And she said yes. Now, unfortunately, I actually paid her in full before I even got anything. I should have asked for a sketch first, and then that would have been a lot easier to manage. And by the way, I did look into her gallery, and her gallery was actually pretty good. So after a week, what happened was that she said, "Hey look, Anne, I actually did it." And then when I saw it, I thought, oh, I thought I asked you to draw the characters from head all the way down to their hips. 2 characters. You did like most of what I wanted. What happened to like from their thorax down to their hips?" And then she said this: "I ran out of space." All Ursula had to do was this. There. Not very hard, was it? It's like, by the way, this person, and I don't know the exact age, but they're at least 20 years old. But I'm not trying to like hate on them for their age or anything. It's just that even a 10-year-old would know how to stretch and put more space in Microsoft Paint. And Ursula is using an art program that can do much more than that anyway. It's like, oh, and by the way, it's where Ursula did talk to me saying, oh, you know what, instead of this, I'll give you this animal drawing in place of, you know, in place of not being able to finish up your commission. I was like thinking, how's that animal gonna, like, you know, make up for that? A point, and it's an animal I'm not even bothered about. That's like saying, this manga, I love this manga to bits, it's a Devil May Cry 3 manga, really like it, right? That's like them saying, oh, sorry, I couldn't finish the whole book. Some pages had to be left out. But you know what? I'll give you a few free pages on something entirely different which you're not interested in just to make up for it. It's like, oh, it's like this? What? You get the point though, don't you? Oh, and by the way, I did ask Ursula, why don't you just complete the commission instead of just substituting something else? Wouldn't that just be easier? But obviously I didn't say it like in an aggressive way. I just said it more along the lines of, can you please complete the commission instead of substituting something? Can't you just do it? I mean, after all, I did just give her $50 beforehand. And then she came up with this stupid statement. You'll have to pay me more to redraw. Oh, and it's where after about 2 days later, I got a personal message from her, and she like said this. Hey, do you want to do another commission with me? And I was like, no way, no. After through her saying this, I ran out of space. I don't think it's a very wise idea to go for her again, do you? I mean, imagine if someone said that after they got paid in full, it's just like, and gave you like a pointless like animal drawing that you're not even interested in place of it. It's just like, at least you didn't take 4 months to get around to it like someone else did, which I'm going to be talking about later on in the video anyway. It's just like, how dare Ursula come to me asking me for another commission when she couldn't even complete the first one properly? It's just like, that's so stupid. It's like, how stupid do you have to be that you don't know how to extend a page? It's like, anyone can do that. Even a 10-year-old can do that. So I just moved over to the next person. Right, so now we'll move over to Petrine. By the way, that's not her real name, so don't worry, I'm not saying anyone's real names on here. So anyway, it's where I came across Petrine back in 2017, so it was just a little bit after the Ursula person. So it was just about a year after I came across Ursula, and it's where Petrine is actually a really good artist, but it's just that, you know, after through like commissioning her, she kept coming up with lots and lots of dumb excuses. But anyway, it's where at first Petrine like uploaded art, like usually about 3 or 4 a month, because the way you should commission people is how active are they on DeviantArt. It's not just DeviantArt, it's with other sellers as well. If you also like make cosplay wigs, kind of like what I'm using right now, and some other costume based items, because you know some people are into Marvel stuff, so that's where costumes come into play as well. So what I did with Petrine, I actually like looked into her gallery just like I did with Ursula, and her gallery is actually really good in my opinion, right? It's where Petrine's gallery is actually a little bit better than Ursula's is, especially since Petrine is actually practicing a heck of a lot more than Ursula is, so that already made Petrine much better. But so in 2020, right at the end, which was like December odd, is where I actually asked, okay, Petrine, how long will I have to wait for a commission, and then she literally said, oh, not long. So I thought, okay, so that's probably about a month, isn't it? So that'll take me from like mid-December to like mid-January, into 2021, right? So it's where, unfortunately, I did pay her in full. I should have asked for a sketch first, but there you go. Oh, and by the way, with Petrine, she's also into video games as well, because particularly Nintendo and Sega games, but there you go. But that's not really where the rant comes in, does it? But anyway, it's where I did tell Petrine about Ursula, and I even told her, you know what, this is the image Ursula made for me, right? And guess what she said at the end of it? She ran out of space, and guess what Petrine said? She was like saying, what the F? Why did you do that? I'd make a beware post about her. I wouldn't stand for that. Oh, well, you know what? There was a lot of problems with Petrine anyway. So, you know. Oh, and technically I am making beware posts now. I'm just not saying their real names, that's all. So I've done it in an actual video. So, yeah. By the way, Petrine did give me a discount of 20% because it's where I asked for 3 viewpoints on a character, which I needed as references. It's where, now you might be thinking, oh, well, that's not too bad, is it? It's where, I will admit that that is a good business decision to make, because if she didn't give me that discount, I would have probably turned away and went to someone else. That was actually cheaper. So I waited all the way till February, and they still didn't get around to it, right? And it's oh my word. Basically, I was like reading up on her updates, and she came up with this dumb statement. Oh, look what fan art I made last night. This is the point where I'm going to be quite at my limits and I'm going to start raging a little bit, so that's why I put that warning at the beginning of the video. So, yeah. So, after through seeing that she was just wasting time on flipping pointless fan art that she wasn't even getting paid to do, I was like thinking, thinking to myself, why is she wasting time doing that when she could have got around to my commission? And she even told me that I wouldn't have to wait long, right? And this was already gone into February, mind you, so basically this was already 2 months after I paid her, right? And it's like, so I just thought, right, let's actually tell her off. So it's where I told her, look, if you've got time to make pointless fan art, that means you've got time to do my commission, alright? I've already given you 2 months, alright? And yes, she did actually admit that she did basically waste time on pointless fan art. So why did she continue doing it? And by the way, she did this a second time, like after about, I believe it was like more than 7 days after the first fan art piece that she wasn't even being paid to do. So, you know, I was kind of like at my limits. So I thought, get on that commission. I kept telling her to do it, right? She finally like did 1/3 of it, and then my word. Basically, I was like, get into my car with this, so we'll just act it out real quick. Oh, cool, I got an update. My grandma had a stroke last week. I wanted to literally throw my phone out the window, but obviously I'd break it. Because, you know, it's just like, what a retard. Like, honestly, who goes around blaming their own grandma that they can't get around to their own commission, but yet they can somehow make pointless fan art and draw pirate fan art that she was being paid to do for someone else over on Patreon, but yet she can't get around to my commission. It's like, what a retard. So yeah, do I have to talk about this person even longer? Oh, I just don't want to rant anymore. Like, oh my god, why? But anyway, It's my word. Fast forward to April, she finally got the other two done. So the frontwards view, the sideways view, and the back view of one character that I need as references, right, for something else. And it's where, guess what? She copy and pasted the arm across from the front view to the side view one. It's like, that was like such lazy, that was just so lazy basically. It's just like, I basically got built. And by the way, I got all three pieces. It's actually just line art. It wasn't even in color, because obviously if it's in color you have to pay more, right? And it's like, now you might be thinking, oh well, you got a discount, didn't you? It's like, yes I did, but for all that stress and waiting all the way till April, because I had to wait 4 months in total for this one, it's like, that wasn't really worth it, was it? But yeah, so basically I just ditched her. I just went and ditched Petrine, because I just thought, well, I've got what I needed now, even though she only did 90% of the job and I had to wait 4 months for this. But there you go. And there you go. That's my rant on Ursula and Petrine. Now, the Petrine one was much longer, because obviously there was that big charade going on for over 4 months, whereas with the Ursula one, that audio went on for about 2 weeks odd, and that was it. So that's why the second half of this video was technically longer. Now if you've got stories just like this about bad sellers, then you can say it in the comments section below. Just watch out for some really bad sellers out there, and definitely don't be like me and actually give you and pay people in full before you even get anything. So from now on, what I tend to do is ask, yeah, can you just give me a sketch first, otherwise I'm gonna have to say no. And if the person does give me a sample, then that's great, because then that shows that they can actually do it in time. The thing is though, is that I did check for reviews on those two people, and they were doing like 4 or 5 star reviews, like I said earlier on in the video. I think I said it earlier anyway, but it's where I went and decided to commission both of them, and they weren't even good. It's like, well, they did an okay job. The images I got are just alright, but if they didn't go around messing about and to either taken a million years getting around to the commission or run out of space, then yeah, I would have given them a 4 or 5 star review. But there you go. So yeah, anyway guys and girls, I think that'll do. There's not going to be a rant video for absolutely ages, because I don't even like doing them. I like making nice videos where I actually rave about exciting things, not rant about such. It's funny because one of my offline friends actually requested me to make rant videos like a couple of years back, so I went ahead with it. But coming back to it in 2021, I don't even like ranting, as you can see in this video. So at least I got it over and done with. So basically, bottom line, watch out for these really crap sellers. I'm sorry to be saying crap, but it's mostly not a swear word, but there you go. Thank you for watching the video. If you want to actually show your support, you may tick like, share, or subscribe to my channel. You can even do all 3 of them if you want to. So yeah, and with that, I'll end off the video. So thanks you for watching.